What is going on, everyone? Welcome to today's live stream. Happy Tuesday. I was gonna say Monday, but we are back in action, back in the studio. As you can go ahead and tell, I've been working a little bit on this setting, so I apologize for being a little late, but we are back to our regular schedule up and coming. So it looks like moving forward we will go ahead and be uploading about twice a day now, and our goal will be about, let me go ahead and lower this real quick. Chat. Hello, chat. Anybody that is currently tuning in right now at the moment, just go ahead and let me know if everything, the sounds sounding pretty good. Let me go ahead and give me 1 second. I apologize for that. I literally had my whole entire camera all set up. How's it going, Happy? Thank you for tuning in today. Literally had my whole entire setup right now, just set up at the moment, so I apologize for that. But lighting looks a lot, for sure, lighting looks a lot better than literally the last couple months that we've been with our setup. You know, the brightness is not too crazy now, so it seems like I was able to fix that. So everything should be up and running right now. So let's go ahead and put this away real quick. But yeah, as the title says, let's go ahead and fix that a little bit right there. I'm really excited to go ahead and be back. So I'm excited to go ahead and be back in town finally, to go ahead and continue with the whole entire YouTube grind right now. So, you know, it's freaking amazing to go ahead and have my setup feeling, feeling a little odd because I've been in a different, time zone and everything these last few weeks. Definitely does feel a little odd coming back, but I'm really excited to go ahead and be back to my regular setup. Definitely ready to go ahead and grind it out. A lot of massive freaking news. So Pepe 2.0 dumped like over 50% as of yesterday, and then we had this whole entire like Binance collapse where like the CZ, the Binance CEO actually stepped down, which we're gonna go ahead and talk about that. It's actually quite crazy how we were talking about just yesterday, how I told all of you that you have to be very careful trading in this market because this market's super volatile and very bipolar, where it literally changes in the snap of a second, right? So a lot of people possibly got wrecked, and I'd mentioned to a lot of you, if you're in profits, take freaking profits. This is not the time to go ahead and hold on to any crypto assets at the moment. There's a lot of volatility, there's a lot of manipulation. Like, what are the freaking odds that the market just freaking dumps all of a sudden? And I mentioned to all of you yesterday, we need some sort of freaking sell-off in this market in order for this market to continue to pump. And it just so happens that the biggest freaking news of Binance, finally CZ's, stepping down as CEO for like anti-money laundering freaking regulatory BS, which we're actually going to go ahead and look into today. The market's actually, in my opinion, I think this is freaking bullish. A lot of people are freaking out, they're overthinking all of this shit. I always tell all of you, when people are fearful, that's when you have to go ahead and get a little bit greedy, and when people are greedy, that's when you go ahead and begin to get fearful, right? Because that's when a lot of people begin to go ahead and get wrecked. When a lot of people are super bullish in a market, you need to go ahead and have some overall sentiment of the market to go ahead and come down, and that's actually what we've been seeing the last couple weeks. I mentioned to you after I got freaking wrecked, I said, this market's looking way too freaking greedy. We need some sort of black swan event or something that causes a lot of these altcoins to at least dump. Ideally 40 to 50%. I would like to go ahead and see. I'm not sure if that's possible. I hope, crossing my fingers, 50% dump will be possible in order to go ahead and buy up these dips. But I think overall, the market's gonna look freaking bullish, and I think this is a really good bullish sign in my opinion. A lot of people are taking it out of context. A lot of these other influencers are panicking everybody, run like freaking headless chickens. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about that today. But thanks for tuning in. We have Lisa. All good, John. You sound great. Awesome. Soul, how's it going? Rick the Rester, hope you guys are having an amazing day. Hope you're having a good one, Rick. Ice Jump, hey John, hey, what's up? How's it going? Jin, how's it going? Hi, I'll call John. He says ALTCOIN John. Doing pretty good. I hope all of you are having a great day. I'm like literally so excited to go ahead and be back in my studio. As I mentioned, I'm glad to go ahead and be back in the grind. We're definitely gonna be grinding it these next couple days, these next couple months. We're gonna go ahead and finish the freaking month really strong. And I do want to go ahead and say, please do not panic. This is totally normal for the market, and honestly, I think this is more of a bullish sentiment in my opinion. I've been hearing otherwise with all these other influencers panicking, getting scared, overthinking, overanalyzing, like all this bullshit. It's like, dude, it's really simple. He stepped down as CEO. I'm sure there's a lot more to it. In my opinion, I think this was all done on purpose, and we're gonna go ahead and talk about it, and talk about my opinion, what I think overall. But honestly, we're gonna go ahead and talk about it because it's next hot trending topic right now. Everybody's freaking talking about it. But honestly, I really don't care. I'm bullish in this market even more. Like now the fact that this actually is going on in the market, I'm even 20 times more bullish. I was actually pretty scared these last couple of days. I mentioned the market's pumping way too much. We need this market to dip. We need this market to go ahead and have a cool off period, and we're getting it now, right? So we're gonna go ahead and analyze all of that together. Let me go ahead and pull out my phone so I could go ahead and read the comments a lot quicker, because it's a little bit difficult to go ahead and read the comments on my monitor right here to my right side. But I'm really excited to go ahead and have all of you right here. Hey, Saeed, how's it going, bro? Pepe 2.0 will go up. I agree with you. Suave, how's it going, man? I hope you're having a good one today. Lisa says, I think Pepe 2.0 bottom is 5200. If it remains above it, it will go back to smashing the zero again. What do you think, John? I agree with you 100%, Lisa. I think you're spot on with that. We're actually going to go ahead and talk about TA right now. Jonathan, how's it going, bro? How's it going? How's it going? I'm really excited to go ahead and be back on my own little setting, because like it was kind of annoying, like being in vacation and having a whole bunch of noise all around, not having my good lighting, and like being distracted. And like right now I'm like back in my studio, nobody could go ahead and bother me. Like I'm doing my own thing, and I'm back with energy, you know what I mean? I'm back excited. I'm no longer in vacation mode. I'm more in I'm ready to go ahead and kill it these next couple months. I'm really excited to go ahead and be here today. So go ahead and smash that like button for me. Over 14 viewers right now, only 4 likes. Go ahead and smash that like button for me. I'm going to go ahead and prepare my dubby as always. So let's go ahead and get started. We kind of took a break with the dubbies, but we're back in action with those. Currently right now, can't find my dubby cup. I don't know where. I probably left it somewhere on vacation. I don't even freaking know, but we're gonna go ahead and scoop up some W right now and go ahead and get the stream going. We're gonna go ahead and talk about Pepe 2.0 overall. Then we'll go ahead and talk about the BS Binance news. See, to me, I really don't care about any of this, because this is more bullish for me. I feel more bullish than ever now that we have these news. And since I am looking to go ahead and re-enter the market again, I did mention that I did get wrecked and I lost over $20,000 on Grok. So I'm completely like broke right now. So like I literally have no more crypto invested. That's literally all my crypto money that I had and I made. So I'm definitely looking forward to go ahead and grow my bag once again and begin trading these markets. So hopefully by the time I come across more money these next couple weeks, I could go ahead and add more into the market, and we could go ahead and swing trade, all the way up. But this is why we have to be very, very careful right now. I think this is not the kind of market you want to be holding on to longs for too long, or even shorts, because the market switches very, very quickly. So we're going to go ahead and let me get my Dubby mix up and running. 7 likes so far, 14 watchers. Come on, do me a huge favor, smash that like button for me. Ryan, how's it going, Ryan? Hope you're having a good one, man. Ryan says, let's fucking go, John. Glad to see you back on the grind. I'm excited, man. Lisa, I gave like and told my 2 friends with me to like as well. I really appreciate you a lot, Lisa. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jen says, John, what's up with MEXC lowering the leverage for Pepe 2? So yeah, with MEXC, what usually happens is that when there's a lot of volatility in a market, they tend to go ahead and lower the leverage when it comes to a lot of these meme tokens because of the volatility. And then they also go ahead and actually tighten up their spreads. This is the reason why it was a lot easier for me to grow, my account from $120 all the way up to $20,000, because the spreads were not as bad. The margins, at least for margin call for getting liquidated, weren't as bad. They were actually pretty good. I was literally able to use 20x leverage without getting freaking wrecked, because the margin was freaking perfect and the manipulation was in there. But once you start getting into this market where there's a lot of greed and there's a lot of manipulation and a lot of volatility, MEXC usually tends to go ahead and lower down the leverage in order to prevent less people to get wrecked. And as well, they also have tighter spreads. So this is like pretty usually during this time right now in the market, it's the most difficult to be trading. And that is something I definitely learned these last 2 weeks. Like, you know what I mean? Like my whole entire different trading strategy from what it was in the beginning of October literally changed in a snap of my fingers when I enter my trade onto Grok and I noticed the changes into the market. So I learned a lot with this, this whole entire fact that I got wrecked with Grok. But let's go ahead and talk about the charts. Let's go ahead and enough with the chit chat. Let's go ahead and head straight into the charts. Go ahead and smash that like button for me as always. Go ahead and support channel by using my MEXC link down below. $20,000 in sign-up bonuses, no KYC, and literally takes less than 3 seconds to create an account, and it definitely does help support the channel if you go ahead and use my link. And if you already created an account, go ahead and create another one. As I mentioned, no KYC, and literally takes less than 3 seconds. I would go ahead and recommend, you know, in some of your regions you might not be able to use them, so just go ahead and follow all your regulations and rules. I don't want to go ahead and encourage anybody to go ahead and do anything, but if you are allowed to create an account, use MEXC. It definitely does help support the channel. Smashing the like doesn't cost you anything, and will definitely go ahead and get me back on my feet, especially after that $20,000 loss. So go ahead and do me a huge favor by doing that. But let's go ahead and talk about Pepe 2.0 right now at the moment. I really do appreciate all of you tuning in today, so let's go ahead and look into the charts. Damn, dude, freaking Pepe 2.0 dumped a lot. It's freaking insane. This is freaking insane. It's freaking insane. So let's go ahead and look at this. It looks like my chart's pretty cleaned up. So let me go ahead and do some little drawings in here real quick. Let me go ahead and let me know down below if the audio sounds pretty good. Everything's pretty good, chat. Let me know down below. Feel free to interrupt if you have any other questions or concerns while I'm doing TA right here. So let me go ahead and set this up real quick for us. I apologize for being all over the place. Like, I literally like set up my whole entire setup right now from yesterday. I actually came back in town last night, and I just, you know, went ahead and I went to sleep, and I literally just set everything up right now. And I was having, you know, technical issues, freaking. That's the thing with technology, right? Technology is freaking great until it starts failing on us. Okay, that looks pretty nice. Okay, let's go ahead and look into the chart. So currently sitting at the time of this recording of this video, we're currently sitting at a total market cap of 2440 million market cap, 1.78 million of liquidity, about 12.07 thousand holders. We actually lost a lot of holders. It looked like a lot of people actually panicked. I'm assuming a lot of people probably got wrecked around this area right here. I did mention, you know, take profits. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to go ahead and ride this wave, but hopefully by the time I grab some money, I could go ahead and enter this Pepe 2.0 trade and hopefully grow my account back up again, right? I'm looking to go ahead and start my account with a little bit more money because trading an account with $120 right now with this volatility in the market, it's super risky in my opinion. You're more destined to go ahead and get wrecked because you have to use higher leverage, and you're also going to go ahead and get liquidated a lot quickly because of the manipulation and the fact that, you know, the margins are a lot tighter. So I am looking to go ahead and start this next account with possibly, I'm thinking $1,000. I think $1,000. I always say ideally, anybody that always asks me like, hey John, like how much money should I go ahead and start when it comes to trading or even, you know, investing into the crypto market, I always say anywhere between $500 to $1,000. For leverage trading, I always suggest $1,000. I think $1,000 is like the perfect mark where you can go ahead and grow your account so quickly. It's so much easier to grow your account from $1,000 to several $1,000s instead of doing like the $100 challenge all the way up to $20,000. Honestly, the only reason why I was able to do that is because I timed the market like perfectly where there wasn't that much of manipulation and that much volatility. So when the, you know, volatility picked up, you know, my 20x leverage position was able to multiply, double, quadruple very easily. But right now it's very difficult. Trust me, I already tried a couple days ago. I had like a $400 account. I doubled it up to $800, and then I ended up getting wrecked. So it's really difficult to go ahead and grow a very small account, especially when it's around the like $400 or even $100 without having to take a very high risk of leverage. And right now, because of the market, it's you're more than destined to go ahead and get liquidated. So I always suggest, you know, especially right now with this market, I think I'm going to start my next account with about $1,000. I think that should be pretty good. We're going to go ahead and see. Maybe I don't go ahead and start. Maybe I take another like week or two of trading before I enter a position again. But, you know, the market's looking good in my opinion. This is definitely what makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. This dump definitely does scream that we are even more bullish than what we were, you know, last 3 days ago. So let's go ahead and look into the charts of Pepe 2.0. We have lost a lot of holders. I'm sure a lot of people got wrecked during this area right here, as I mentioned. Looking at the one daily, we do see that we still are at the area of support of 3790. So potentially, possibly, we could actually go ahead and drop down to this zone one more time around the 3936 if we do go ahead and break support, as Lisa said, around the 5680. that is currently the area of support. But if we do go ahead and lose the area of support, we are more than likely going to go ahead head back down to the 3s and the 4s, which would actually be a really good buying opportunity. So hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers. Obviously, I hope no one gets wrecked, but I'm crossing my fingers we could go ahead and drop down to these price actions, and hopefully it takes a while, so by the time I get some money in my hands, I could go ahead and enter a trade right here, because swing trading this to the upside, it's going to be a really nice trade with over 400%, which is a 4x, and with leverage, if you're using 10x leverage, this is going to be freaking insane. So overall right now, Pepe 2.0 is looking pretty bullish in my opinion. As long as we go ahead and continue to hold this support at around the 5. If we do go ahead and lose that support right there, our next support would be around the 3s. If we lose the support at 3s, then that's when we'll go ahead and enter a really bearish territory. I did mention that our psychological area was around 40 million market cap. We actually have decreased about half of that, so definitely, it definitely tells us that we do have a very strong area of rejection around that area. So hopefully this next dump, if we do go ahead and hold above the 5 area, is going to be looking pretty bullish. Even if we do go ahead and fall down below to the 3 and the 4 areas, it's still bullish, but once we lose this zone right here, it's definitely going to be really bearish, and it's not going to be a good time to go ahead and be in Pepe 2.0 by that time, right? So as I mentioned, we did actually go as high as 0.13 and probably even higher on a lot of exchanges such as MEXC. So it does look like that massive cup and handle pattern is playing out. So as long as we go ahead and continue to look for support, for me personally, I wouldn't really go ahead and jump into any of these altcoins right now or meme tokens, especially with the news of Binance. We're going to go ahead and look into it, but you're seeing a lot of massive big sales, $8,000, $5,000, $3,000. So we're definitely seeing a lot of whales either push this market down, or they're looking to go ahead and buy the dips, because you see right here there's other transaction, $3,900, $2,000, which might not be a lot, but when it comes to a meme token, a couple $1,000 is a lot, especially if you're using leverage, right? So with Pepe, we're going to go ahead and look more into the charts with TradingView. We're going to go ahead and see how it looks with TradingView at the moment. Let me go ahead and refresh this. Let's go ahead and get TradingView out. I don't know what's going on with my account. I literally had to clean my whole entire browser because I was having issues with the cookies. Let's go ahead and look at 1000 Pepe 2, and then we're going to go ahead and read into the comments right now. Let me go ahead and get this chart out. Awesome possum, we got the chart out. All right, so let's go ahead and read into some comments. Jonathan says Black Friday deals for crypto. Yeah, 100%, man. Hey, you know what's actually kind of crazy, Jonathan? I think it was you, Jonathan, or I think it was somebody else as well. They mentioned that back in 2017, we've actually experienced some sort of dump during around the Black Friday, massive deals and all of that. And one of you mentioned possibly we might be having that again, right? And it looks like it actually did play out. So whoever called it, I think it might have been Jonathan and somebody else. Good call on that one. Honestly, I don't feel too bad now that I'm thinking about it, about the fact that I lost, the money on. Dude, what's going on with my account? I'm not even signed in. That's the problem. See if I could go ahead and sign in right here. TradingView. Try to do it one more time, or else we're just gonna have to do it without. Okay, it looks like this one's set up correctly. This is weird. All right, let me go ahead and get this real quick. Let me leave this. So it looks like I got the correct chart right here on TradingView. I apologize for that. It's kind of like what you have to deal with when you're live streaming. I can't just pause the camera and try to fix this shit. I mean, all right, it is what it is. We're just gonna go ahead and try to pretend like nothing ever happened. But let's go ahead and see if this works now. Dude, I'm not used to this setup. What is going on? I should probably get TradingView, to be honest. How much is it going for right now? 70% off? $10 a month. That's actually not that bad. I'll probably go ahead and get that just so I won't have to deal with this bullshit. Alright, 1000 Pepe 2. Let's go ahead and get this chart out real quick. Dude, it still doesn't have my indicators that I'm looking for. Alright, this is usually a really good indicator in my opinion. The SMC. My gosh, dude, I don't want to join this right now. All right, whatever. We're just gonna go ahead and leave it as that. We'll just leave it as that. I'm not even gonna go ahead and really worry about the indicators. I mean, the indicators just makes it easier for me to go ahead and look for support and resistance without actually having to look for it. So it's a really lazy indicator for myself. So that's the reason why I like using the SMC Smart Money Concept by Lux Algo. But I got signed out of my account. I freaking had to go ahead and reset my whole entire browser settings because I was having like some cookies issues. All right, so looking at Pepe 2.0, the same thing goes. You know, as long as we can go ahead and find some area of support around this zone right here, we should go ahead and be good. Let's go ahead and look into the 4 hourly. I usually like looking at the 4 hourly before we do anything. I don't know why my freaking trading view looks weird, dude. It's kind of bothering me a bit, I'm not gonna lie. All right, let's go ahead and see. And usually I would typically look for an area of resistance, and we could go ahead and say that probably around this zone right here is a pretty good area of resistance. And there you go. So definitely it is showing us some weakness around this area right here, around the 5s, at least in the 4 hourly. We're gonna go ahead and see how, if it does go ahead and pick up in the next coming hours. Usually during around the Asian session is when we do go ahead and see some sort of pump or dump to the upside or the downside, but we do see volume slowly decreasing on the 4 hourly. We could potentially go ahead and try to retouch this zone right here one more time, which is around the 8 or 7-9, and we could actually go ahead and get rejected if we don't have enough volume. Testing these zones one more time around the 416. As I mentioned, if we do go ahead and lose the zone around 4-6, which is this very strong area of support around the 3957, we probably even gone a little bit lower. So around this whole entire zone right here, if we do go ahead and lose that, it's going to be looking extremely bearish for Pepe 2.0. So moving forward, I would just be very, very careful, not even just Pepe 2.0, but the whole entire crypto market overall. I would go ahead and wait for some consolidation to happen, because maybe the news with this whole entire CZ, you know, Binance gets even worse, because honestly, the dump doesn't look that bad in my opinion. It actually looks pretty decent. We did needed actually some sort of sell-off in order to go ahead and get more whales and more money coming into the market. And when everything's pumping forever, I freaking hate trading when everything's mooning. I do not want to enter a trade when everybody, you know, it's already breaking up. I want to go ahead and enter a trade when everybody's panicking around these zones right here, because this is where you make the most money. You make the most money right here. You never make the most money when you're entering trades right here. This is where you get wrecked, and this is where most people enter trades, is they enter trades right here, and that's why they end up buying the tops and then selling the bottoms, because they're getting wrecked. And that's what you don't want to go ahead and do. That's why, in my opinion, it's always worth taking the risk around here. You know, slowly add to your bag. Let's say you have $1,000, you throw in about $300, $500 around this zone right here. You're never going to catch the bottom, right? I never catch the bottom. Sometimes I buy in right here, sometimes I would buy in right here, and then sometimes I buy in right here, and then I wait for that breakout. And then as soon as I get that breakout with that resistance, because this zone was a very strong area of resistance, then I would go ahead and go all in right here, running all the way up to the upside, selling somewhere around right here, and then waiting for that dip to go ahead and happen one more time. So it's really, I don't want to go ahead and say it's really easy to go ahead and predict these movements, because they're really not. But if you're looking to go ahead and enter a trade on Pepe 2.0, I would go ahead and wait for a confirmation to go ahead and show us that this is the bottom. Hopefully this is, you know, the bottom of the support, because if not, then we are going to go ahead and retest this area one more time, and then falling down with an additional, you know, 50 to possibly even 80%. Especially, most people will go ahead and panic if we do go ahead and drop down to these levels right here, and I think a lot of bears will go ahead and be entering some shorts to go ahead and push the price action down to this downside right here. And if we do go ahead and break below the 3 area and this 4, which is this whole entire zone right here, it's going to be looking very bearish for Pepe 2.0, and the run might be over. That's just solely my opinion. I think if Pepe 2.0 does break below these zones right here, it might be done for Pepe 2.0, and we might not go ahead and see, you know, it testing 100 million market cap once again. That's just solely my opinion. I just think it will go ahead and bring down a lot of confidence in the market. We're already kind of seeing the confidence in the market. A lot of people panicked because of the fact that we dropped this low. If you actually measure it from this, dude, I can't even use a freaking ruler. Come on. Okay, I'm so done with TradingView right now. I'm just not even going to worry about it. I'll go ahead and fix that later on today. As I mentioned, I literally all my information got deleted because I resetted my charts. I resetted my whole entire computer. Welcome everybody tuning in right now. Addicted Mellow, how's it going, bro? Glenn, it gets easier to do when you stop being emotional. The more you learn about trading, the more you learn about what it means to be emotional in the market and how the whales take advantage of that. 100%. Hey Glenn, weren't you the one that actually predicted this whole entire like Black Friday crash with Pepe 2.0 and a lot of these altcoins? I think it was Glenn and Jonathan that mentioned that. They said back in 2017 they experienced some sort of, because I don't remember, back in 2017 I was like semi in crypto, but I wasn't to like the levels where I'm at now, where I'm freaking eyeing the DXY, I'm eyeing Bitcoin dominance, and you know what I mean, like I'm not to the level where I am right now. Like my TA has improved a lot these last couple of years, and I've been eyeing these markets since 2017, and I really started eyeing how the crypto market moved since 2020, early 2020 to 2021. So honestly, in order to understand how a lot of this manipulation works and a lot of this volatility, as Glenn says, you have to go ahead and really understand how the market moves. So this is the reason why I've been mentioning these last couple of days, because I've noticed a switch in the market that once the volatility came in and there was a lot of greed, the pumps were freaking insane, but so were the dumps. And that's why I mentioned, take profits. You do not want to go ahead and hold on to these trades for too long. If you're $1,000, $300, $500, $5,000 in profits, take your freaking profits. Ryan says, let's fucking go. MOC, let's go. Glenn says, this is advice for myself too, as this is what I'm learning. I agree with you, man, 100%. Jonathan says, yeah, 2017, I think 2020. Yeah, 100%. So you're like, the only way you really understand how these markets move is by analyzing them every day, right? It's by looking at the way it moves, looking at the way the reaction comes in, looking at the psychological part of how it moves, right? And this is the reason why I mentioned, Pepe 2.0 had a very strong area of resistance at the 40 million market cap. It was a very high psychological area, right? And it comes here to prove, because we got rejected right away. And then obviously with the news of this whole entire Binance, a lot of people panic because look how many holders we're at now. We've lost we're close to almost losing a whole total of like a little bit over 1,000 holders of Pepe 2.0. So that means the confidence has decreased, and with less confidence there could be a possibly less volume and less new investors coming in, right? And I mentioned that because of manipulation that Pepe 2.0 actually has, that it's being, I think Pepe 2.0 has fake volume. Like I think the developers or a whale is creating artificial volume to make it seem like people are more interested into Pepe 2.0 than they really are. Same thing goes with Pepe. I've noticed that there has been a lot of like artificial volume created to go ahead and create this fake narrative of hype. I don't really think Pepe 2.0 is as hype as it used to be. And because of that reason, we need more holders, more new holders, new investors to really believe in the project in order to go ahead and push Pepe 2.0 to higher highs, right? And if we're losing holders because people are panicking because of the dumps that we're seeing right now in the market, it's not a good sign for Pepe 2.0, right? I mean, the dump we experienced literally in the last 2 days, we've experienced a little bit over 63% dumps. And potentially we could probably be seeing a total of 72%. So you're talking about a 70 to 80% dump, which is normal in the crypto space, right? But if we're not bringing in any new investors because we're interested in Pepe 2.0, then we're not going to go ahead and have enough momentum to go ahead and have this thing reverse, find its bottom, and then hopefully reverse back up to higher highs of what we expect it to do, right? So with Pepe 2.0, we do need to go ahead and get new holders. We can't dump too much. If we do dump below this area, as I mentioned right now, then I think it might be dead for Pepe 2.0. And that is solely my opinion. I could go ahead and be wrong. Comment down below. What do you think? Maybe I'm over exaggerating with what I think overall, but I think that's what would happen. If Pepe 2.0 does dump below this strong area of support, which is around the strong 4s and 3s, I think it's over for Pepe 2.0. And I hope a lot of you did take profits during these run-ups because yeah, I think it's going to reverse. So I don't think you should be panicking yet, and I don't want to panic anybody. Juan, how's it going, bro? Hope you guys are loading up. Yeah, that's the whole entire goal. Jonathan says, did you see BitMEX and Binance thing? I heard about the Binance thing, not the BitMEX. I don't know what's going on. I send it to you in a DM on Twitter. All right, for sure. I'll go ahead and look at Twitter right now. Glenn says, I still can't get over the fact that Harry Potter Obama has near 100 million market cap. Yeah, it's insane, man. I mean, the thing is with Harry Potter Obama, The craziest thing is that they have a lower supply though. They have a very low circulating supply. I mean, not that low. It's almost about a billion supply, right? But yeah, Harry Potter Obama has a very strong community, and that's something that Pepe 2.0 doesn't have. Not to go ahead and offend a lot of you, and I knew that from the beginning. I've been saying that since we were at 2 million market cap, how Pepe 2.0 doesn't really have a very strong community. And that's why I've always been kind of neutral in Pepe 2.0, and I was actually swing trading it on the way up because I don't know, man. Honestly, I really don't know. I'm not going to go ahead and sit here and tell you that I know exactly, but Pepe 2.0, its confidence is not solely there. I mean, in about a month, 6% of the liquidity will be unlocked, and we're going to go ahead and see how the market reacts to that. And then we have the remaining of like a little bit over 90 to 71% of the liquidity being unlocked in 7 months, right? So do you really want to go ahead and hold on to a token that doesn't really have a very strong community and the liquidity is being unlocked in 7 months? For me personally, no. I'm willing to go ahead and make money off of it, like with the momentum and the volatility and people thinking there's a community, but I don't think Pepe 2.0 has a very strong community. I think if anything, we have one of the freaking weakest communities ever with the strongest narrative, which makes no sense, right? And in order for Pepe 2.0 to do its thing, we need a stronger community. And until then literally the whole entire narrative doesn't really change with us. So just be very, very careful with Pepe 2. I don't want to see any of you guys getting wrecked. Let's go ahead and analyze. I don't know why my freaking trading view looks weird. How can I get my trading view back? Like, I don't know what's wrong with this. It's bothering me a lot, honestly. See if I could go ahead and sign in one more time. Because I want to go ahead and look at Bitcoin right now, but I might not be able to. Okay, it looks like I'd be able to sign in. Alright, it looks like I'm signing into my account. Third time's a charm. It says I'm signing in, but it doesn't sign me in. Alright, we'll just create a new account, I guess. Even with that, it's not letting me sign in. Like, it's signing me in, but it's not signing me in. If that makes any sense. I just don't know how to change my time frame. Like what's going on with this? It says view mode only. What does that mean? I apologize for this. Let me try one more time. Because that's really the only way I could go ahead and analyze the market. I prefer trading view. It's like every time I click sign in with TradingView, it's just not even letting me sign in at all. Saeed says Pepe 2.0 will go crazy. I do agree with you. Pepe 2.0 will go crazy. Jen says, John, you were longing Pepe 2.0 since the beginning if you only held it until 140. Yeah, 100%. See, the thing is, I got wrecked, man. Honestly, Jin, like, I think Pepe 2.0 is still bullish to go ahead and trade, and that's actually what I'm looking to go ahead and enter a position on back. So I'm really crossing and hoping my fingers that Pepe 2.0 does find some sort of support, because I am looking to go ahead and re-enter Pepe 2.0. Like, I think the narrative is freaking perfect. The community is just not strong. We need a stronger community, in my opinion, and you know, you should be able to understand that by going on their Telegram. You know, it just doesn't seem like genuine people in there. It seems like there's a whole bunch of bots that are actually in the Telegram chat that are just like making it seem like there's hype, but there's really not. Yeah, I don't even know. None of my emails are freaking working. It is what it is. I'll just go ahead and do that later on today. Try to figure it out. They're probably not letting me create an account because they want me to pay for the freaking with a monthly subscription, which I'll go ahead and do off camera after this. I mean, it is what it is, dude. Let's go ahead and take a look at crypto bubbles. I mean, I'm trying to figure out right now what other way I could go ahead and analyze some market. Oh, I could use Binance. There you go. I think I could use Binance. Let's go ahead and use Binance real quick. We're gonna go ahead and use Binance. We're gonna use the Binance charts. I always like the Binance charts, to be honest. Okay, let's go ahead and use this. There you go. I think this should work. There you go. We're gonna go ahead and analyze. Oh my gosh, none of this is working. Let's go ahead and see what else should we use. We'll just use MEXC. Can I go ahead and log into my MEXC account? Let's see. I just honestly hate the freaking MEXC charts. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think the MEXC charting is freaking terrible. like straight up. I think it's super terrible. I'm tired of all these warnings showing up. All right, let's go. I'm not even gonna log into my account because then I have to go ahead and like put in my code and all this BS. But I guess we'll go ahead and use this for now. Okay, there we go. Okay, there you go. Hopefully this works. I mean, nastiest freaking charts, but I guess we'll do what we got to do, right? Let's look at the daily on Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin's not doing too bad. I would have thought Bitcoin would have done a lot worse, honestly. It looks like we are still holding around the $36,000 on the daily. We could still even drop as low as $29,000 and still be pretty bullish. As soon as we go ahead and break down below that, then we'll be extremely bearish in my opinion. But I think Bitcoin is looking decently. I mean, I really can't tell looking at this chart. I freaking hate using the MEXC exchange for trading. Like, I use a platform to trade on, but I never chart on this because look how terrible this thing looks. No offense to MEXC. Black Ranger, my entire bag is down except my high score bag. I'm telling you, bro. What is high score bag? I'm definitely looking to go ahead and enter more. Dude, I'm kind of disappointed right now. I'm kind of like pissed off. I'm a little bothered because like nothing wants to freaking work on my end. Like TradingView's not like working. I can't even check the freaking DXY properly without this thing. Like, I can't even switch the daily. Like, how can I switch onto the daily? I'm clicking sign in and it's not letting me sign into my account. I used 2 different emails already. Still nothing. I'm gonna try to do sign up. I'm gonna try one more time. I'm gonna try one more time and then I'm gonna go ahead and just give up and try to figure this thing out like outside of when I'm streaming. This is like wasting time. Yeah, I'm kind of over with the TradingView bullshit right now. We'll just leave it as that. Anyways, let's go ahead and look into the whole entire market. I mean, overall market is taking a dip. I did mention that I was looking at a few projects such as, you know, Cake, Matic. FTT is actually doing really good right now. BNB is actually not doing that bad. I thought we would have been actually doing a lot worse. I mean, a dump from 268, I think, down to what, 239. Let me go ahead and pull out coin market cap. So honestly, overall market's not doing too bad. It looks like a lot of people actually are buying this whole entire dip. I mean, we did take a little dip, a little dump, but it looks like a lot of people are taking advantage of this market. They're like, dude, I'm gonna go ahead and buy all of this up and not even take any chances of, you know, this thing going back up. Because typically we always have these like these events where they go ahead and panic everybody, liquidate people, and then they literally pump the market back up. Like, you can't make any of this shit up. So, you know, the fact that we are seeing some sort of recovery into the market just comes to tell you that a lot of these smarter, you know, whales, you know, smarter investors and traders are actually taking advantage of this buy and dip opportunity, right? positive that a lot of these retail investors and traders got wrecked during this dump and probably panic sold, and now are probably going to regret it because it looks like the market is slowly coming back up. But unfortunately, we can't look into the freaking charts too much because my trading views just, for whatever reason, is not allowing me to log in, sign up. Nothing's working overall. Let's go ahead and take a look at the fear and greed. Let's see where it's at right now. We will be having an update in about 2 hours. Fear and greed curling right now. Greed at 71, which is not good, right? We were at 69 yesterday and last week 69, and then today with the greed going at 71. And it just so happened the freaking market freaking dumped, right? Like, what are the odds? Like, you can't make any of this up. What are the odds of this whole entire thing with CZ and all of that? So let's go look into the news with CZ and Binance now. And we're going to go ahead and talk about my opinion with what I think. Dude, what's going on? Like, none of this shit's like loading up correctly. Right here. Let's go ahead and look into this. I'll go ahead and give you my opinion, and we're going to go ahead and check my DMs on Twitter because apparently Jonathan sent us something very important. Let's go ahead and see what they sent. They sent what they sent. Ryan and Jonathan. All right. Did you see this? This is freaking insane. I never knew that. I didn't know anything about what happened with Bitflex. Apparently, I guess when I'm assuming, this is what I'm assuming, that when Bitflex probably had something similar. When the FUD happened, it was around this zone right here, and then it just so happened the market pumped. And then Binance is right here, right where the market's getting ready. It's feeling pretty bullish. And I do believe this sort of pump to the upside is going to be coming, in my opinion. So as I mentioned, I'm actually more bullish than anything with this whole entire Binance news. I know a lot of people are freaking out, as I mentioned. Feel free to go ahead and reach out to me on Twitter at ALTCOIN. Feel free to DM me. And you actually do go ahead and see a lot of behind the scenes with what I post. But definitely go ahead and give me a follow and check me out on that platform. But yeah, overall, I mean, I wish I could go ahead and look into charts and do TA. I'm a little disappointed that we can't go ahead and do that, but we're gonna go ahead and do that after this live stream's over. I'm gonna go ahead and try to figure that bullshit stuff with TradingView. I'm really pissed off right now, but I just have to go ahead and deal with what I have, right? Look, like now freaking, like I can't even look at an article without getting charged. Like like what's going on? Like literally I can't use TradingView without them trying to freaking charge me. I can't use a freaking Wall Street Journal without them trying to charge me. Like, dude, this is freaking BS. It's like you have to pay for everything nowadays. Look at this bullshit. Binance founder pleads guilty to violating money laundering rules. He will pay $50 million in fine and step down as a chief executive of the company he created, the latest blow to the crypto world since the implosion of FTX last year. So let's go ahead and read into these news sources because we know most of these news sources are full of BS and are really just to go ahead and make people believe something over, you know, something else. So let's go ahead and read into this. Largest cryptocurrency exchange pleaded guilty to money laundering violations and stunning blow to the most powerful and influential figure in the global crypto industry. Binance itself also pleaded guilty and agreed to pay $4.3 billion in fines and restitution to the government. According to the federal authorities, under the agreement, Binance also reached settlements with the Treasury of Department and the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, which have also been investigating the company. As part of the guilty plea, Mr. Zhao agreed to pay $50 million in fine and will step down from his role as chief executive of the company. The government is seeking an 18-month prison sentence. Damn, that's freaking insane. 18 months. I mean, it's not that bad. Think about it. This guy probably made billions off of it. Like, whatever he actually did, if he actually did some sort of like money laundering, I don't know how he would do money laundering. I'm assuming probably he did money laundering from, I don't even want to speculate on it, honestly. I really don't want to go ahead and be one of those influencers speculating on all this bullshit without really actually knowing what's going on. But I wonder what kind of money like laundering he was doing. Like, was he doing money laundering for criminals? Was he doing money laundering for, you know, countries? Like, what was he really doing the money laundering for, right? But regardless of the case, I'm sure this guy was making bank. He was making bank off of it, whatever kind of money laundering he was doing. I mean, for 18 months of prison, and he only had to pay $50 million. And I only say only because this guy's a billionaire, right? I'm sure he probably has billions of dollars worth. So he probably has billions of dollars stashed up too. And for an 18-month prison sentence, only for whatever he actually did, like I'm sure he's going to be winning at the end anyways. But anyways, as we read, Binance as its own plea deal with the federal prosecutors will accept the appointment of a government monitor to oversee the business. Mr. Zhao is barred from any involvement in Binance until 3 years after the monitor is appointed. So he's only getting about a $50 million fine, 18 months of prison, with a freaking monitor that he's only not allowed to be in Binance for freaking 3 years, from what I'm understanding. I mean, that seems like a pretty good deal, right? Mr. Zhao, representative of Binance, entered the guilty plea in federal court in Seattle. Lawyers cannot be reached for comment. Binance spokesman did not respond to the request. Whatever. All this BS. It doesn't really freaking matter. But let's go ahead and read out what he actually tweeted, right? This is what he actually said today. Black Ranger says, high score on BNB, 27,000 market cap right now. Last 4. Nice. 6B, 3B. We'll definitely go ahead and check out HSC right now. Have you heard of Xena? XNA? It sounds familiar, but I don't think I've heard about it. Oh, my BTC buy order hit. Hope we reverse now. Are you longing BTC right now, or are you shorting BTC? So this is what CZ Binance actually tweeted today, right? Actually, a couple minutes ago before I actually went live. Today, I stepped down as CEO of Binance. Admittedly, it was not easy to let go emotionally, but I know it's the right thing to do. I made mistakes and I must take responsibility. This is the best for our community and for Binance and for myself. Binance is no longer a baby, and it's time for me to go ahead and let it walk and run. I know Binance will continue to grow, excel with the deep bench it has. I'm pleased to announce that Richard Tang, our new former global head of regional markets, have been named the new CEO of Binance today. Richard is a highly qualified leader, and with over 3 decades of financial services and regulatory experience, he will navigate the company through its next period of growth. He will ensure Binance delivers on our next phase of security, transparency, compliance, and growth. Prior to joining Binance, Richard, CEO, financial services, regulatory, authority, and all this BS, whatever. As a shareholder and former CEO with historical knowledge of our company, I will remain available to the team to consult as needed. Consistent with the framework set out in our U.S. agency resolutions. What's next for me? I will take a break. I have not had one single day off break for the last 6.5 years. After that, my current thinking is I will probably do some passive investing, being a minority token shareholder in the startups in areas of blockchain, Web3, DeFi, AI, and biotech. I'm happy that I will finally have more time to spend looking at DeFi. I can't see myself being a CEO driving a startup again. I am content being an one-shot lucky entrepreneur. Should there be listeners, I may be open to being a coach, mentor to a small number of upcoming entrepreneurs. Privately, if nothing else, I can at least tell them that not to do. What? Okay, whatever. On that note, I am proud that in our resolutions with the U.S. agency, they will not allege that, okay, this is what he's saying, that it didn't actually happen with Binance, right? Not allege that Binance misappropriated any of the users' funds, and not allege that Binance engaged in any market manipulations. Funds are safe. With that, I look forward to seeing the new leadership take the reins. Please join me in congratulating Richard and his deserved promotion. Dude, this is freaking crazy. I mean, honestly, as I said, I mean, what kind of freaking money laundering was he doing? Like, who was he doing money laundering for? If customer funds were not touched and there was no market manipulation, who was he doing money laundering for? That's what the biggest question should be being asked right now, right? We're not going to go ahead and find out until later on and really, find out what really goes on. I think, in my opinion, this is like the most bullish thing in crypto. I mean, the fact that this guy's probably, as we saw, he's only going to take 18 months of prison, probably, has billions stashed. I mean, he's honestly chilling. He's honestly chilling. He's probably going to make more money. Now he doesn't have to go ahead and have to worry about, the U.S. stepping down on him. It looks like Binance is still going to be up and running. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the board members didn't want CZ anymore involved, or maybe him stepping down was a way in order for Binance to continue without actually having to fully shut down, sort of like with what happened with FTX, right? So there's a lot of questions being asked, is like, what kind of money laundering was being really done? You know, what kind of money laundering was done in the back end that obviously they've been investigated for a while, right? And it just so happens that today was a day they wanted to go ahead and release these news. Even though they had probably weeks and days in advance they could have done this, they decided to go ahead and release these news today in order to go ahead and crash this kind of market. And it just so happens that the crypto or not crypto halving, but the Bitcoin halving is around the corner. You know, the Bitcoin halving is around the corner. We're having the next biggest bullish bull run, in my opinion, that's coming around the corner. We're having this whole entire presidential election in the US coming very soon. We're seeing a dollar collapse. Like, all the stars are freaking aligning. Like, you really can't make any of this up, right? So if we do go ahead and see some sort of dump, I'm crossing my fingers, we do see the market dump a little bit more, and maybe we get a little bit more panic. I definitely do want to go ahead and see more fear in this market. I don't think this is enough. I think a lot of people are actually taking this very, very lightly. I mean, I really thought the markets were going to be doing a lot worse than what we're actually seeing. But as time goes on, we're going to actually get more information about what kind of money laundering he was really doing, what was really going on with Binance all these years, how was he actually really even making his money, right? Like, we really don't know any of these questions, right? We really don't know what's going on. It just tells us money laundering. And money laundering could be a lot of things. But as I mentioned, I'm assuming the only way he could have gotten caught with, you know, money laundering was him doing money laundering for possibly some criminals. This is what I'm thinking. That's the only way he would be able to do money laundering, in my opinion, with the exchange that he has. You know, maybe he was, you know, exchanging, you know, funds for criminals, and he was, you know, cleaning out the funds, and he was obviously making money on the back end. That's really what I'm thinking, right? His total net worth says right here on 2023. I'm pretty sure it's incorrect. I'm pretty sure he's probably worth more, but it says $10.2 billion, right? And he had to pay a what, like $50 million fine. This guy's chilling. So honestly, I don't know. I think this was a power move. It's kind of weird, but honestly, I kind of feel like they probably told him that he needed to step down in order for this not to get any worse. I feel like if he would have never stepped down as CEO, it probably would have gone a lot worse for Binance. They probably could have been getting investigated a lot more, and probably, you know, this deal was really just to go ahead and replace him with the CEO. You know, he pays the fine, which is nothing to him. It's kind of almost pennies to him, a $50 million deal that he has to pay for. And he's going to be pretty much off. He's going to be free. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, the deal just makes sense perfectly for Binance and for himself and for everybody in the crypto space. I think it just honestly just screams bullish news to me. Maybe I'm too much of a bull right now. I really doubt it, because I've actually been like the biggest bear these last couple weeks. But I think overall there's nothing to go ahead and panic about, in my opinion, until we get more information about what's really going on with Binance. As I mentioned, you know, money laundering, it's really simple. It's like, who was he doing it for and how was he doing it? And that's what I would like to go ahead and know before we go ahead and start speculating a little bit more and understand where this market's going to move. But it looks like the market's reacting pretty well to it. It looks like people are actually buying the dip. And I'm hoping that this does dip a little bit more, because that's going to be a buying opportunity for a lot of us. And two, we definitely do need the market to go ahead and cool down. And this just makes it even better. You know, the market cooling down, you know, this whole entire bear news that you're seeing, I guess, if you want to call it, it's just like a win-win situation, in my opinion. And it just so happened that the stock market took a hit today too. So it's like, you can't make any of this up. The DXY looks like it's slightly going up too. So it's just like, there's no coincidence to any of this. Forex markets took a hit, you know, gold and silver's slightly, or gold took a slight little hit, but silver's up, and an oil slightly up as well. And the stock market took a hit overall. So there's no coincidence to any of this. It's actually, it's quite funny when you actually look at it in that perspective, where it just so happened that the day that the market was going to go ahead and take a dip, they decided to go ahead and put these news out. Hey, what's up, Kevin? How's it going, bro? Glenn says the U.S. threatened by Binance.us wants to have control of BTC. This Binance news will have a reverse effect on the market. Do you mean like a reverse effect, like in a positive sense, or like in a negative sense? Because I agree with you. I think this was really just a way to go ahead and panic people. And obviously the U.S. As always, as the fucking U.S. always wants to be in control of everything. You know what I mean? Dude, I don't know why it just doesn't make any sense, man. I'm just not even gonna bother like looking into it. We already know what needs to happen in order for crypto to go ahead and pump. Dabmaster ZZ just quit. Yeah, 100%, bro. I mean, look, think about it. He's walking off with billions. He literally just took a slap on the wrist. $50 million, all he had to pay. About 18 months of prison, which I'm sure his lawyers are probably going to come down to a very reasonable time. And that's about what, like almost a year and a half, which is not too bad. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you will probably do a year and a half in prison, but walk out with like $20 billion plus in your pocket, right? like think about it. Like, I'm sure a lot of people will freaking take that offer any freaking time. You know, get locked in for, you know, pay a small little fine, get locked up for a couple months, and then walk out with billions as a free man. Like, who wouldn't take that offer? Dabmaster says, I just found out. Yeah, so like he had to go ahead and step down as CEO. Jonathan says it's actually really nice from CZ that he sacrificed himself for all of us to earn money. Yeah, dude, I really think it's the same thing. I really think that like people are not really looking into it too deeply. They're like, oh, like CZ was like doing this shit all along, and you know what I mean? Like that's what people are saying. Oh, CZ was doing this all along, this whole entire time, while he was criticizing, you know, FTX. Dude, I don't think that was the case. I really agree with Jonathan too as well. I think what happened is that CZ actually went ahead and sacrificed himself for literally Binance, the company, and everybody around in the crypto space. Because it makes sense. Like, think about it. Binance pays a $4 billion fee. CZ pays $50 million to the US. The US is walking off with $4 billion plus $50 million. CZ no longer is CEO. He steps down. The company is no longer being investigated after, you know, the US pretty much extorts them for money. That's what I believe the US is doing, dude. I'm sure I'm not gonna go ahead and sit here and say that I really doubt they were doing anything shady. I'm sure they were freaking doing something. But the only thing I could be thinking about, you know, CZ doing freaking money laundering for is going to be either a huge freaking government he was laundering money for, or a huge criminal enterprise that he was laundering money for. Those are the only two things I could think of. I really doubt it was a FTX situation where he was using, you know, customer funds and then moving the money, and then who knows, maybe, right? But I really doubt it. I really freaking doubt it. If anything, I feel like if there was some sort of money laundering, you know, charges or whatever he was really doing, I think he was laundering money for a big entity, like a government entity with another country, that he was probably forced to do it, or he was laundering money for some criminals. And I think that's the only two things that I could really think of for the money laundering to happen. Because like, why else would he go ahead and do money laundering? You know what I mean? It's like, for what other reason? And I feel like CZ, knowing like with how long he's been in the space, knowing how smart that guy is, like that guy's super freaking smart. Nothing compared to freaking Sam. Sam really wasn't the brains behind FTX. Anybody could go ahead and duplicate what Sam did. The only difference is that he had, you know, the powers and the connections. But CZ, that guy was a smart guy. And I think that's what really happened. And I think he sacrificed himself. He took it for the team. He took it for the team, and he's stepping down in order for Binance not to further be investigated or be extorted by the U. I'm pretty sure the US is doing this shit on purpose. I could almost guarantee you the US has been one of the biggest bullies when it comes to all of this. You know, not just crypto, but overall. We all know that the US loves to have their fingers in freaking everything. Like, they want to own everything. Like, if they're not part of it, they're going to go ahead and try to be part of it, whether you want to or not. And I think this is one of the situations where they see Binance being a threat, and the US just wanted to go ahead and show the kind of power that they have to go ahead and scare off all these other companies and anybody trying to do anything in the crypto sector. And that was pretty much the way, you know, the US is now going to go ahead and let Binance do its thing. They're going to be like, you know what, you pay us $4 billion, you pay us $50 million, you go to prison for this long, you step down as CEO, and we'll call it a deal. And that's what I really think is going on. I think the U.S. is just extorting him, but we'll go ahead and see, man. I could be completely wrong, but as I mentioned, like, regardless of the fact, like, Binance is not even headquarters in the U.S., so why the fuck does the U.S. have anything to do with this? How does that make any sense? Yeah, I guess Binance.us was part of it, but as soon as as soon as the U.S. told them to comply, you know, Binance was more than happy, and CZ was more than happy to go ahead and comply with the U.S. Jonathan says, I only hope he doesn't end like McCafe in the prison. I heard McCafe is actually still alive though. Looks like Pepe 2.0 is prepared for the move up. I think 48 was the bottom for Pepe 2.0. Let's go ahead and look at Pepe 2.0. Fortunately, we can't pull out, you know, trading view. I mean, it does look like we are entering a bottom. I mean, we are seeing a lot of buying orders right now at the moment, so we could definitely go ahead and see some sort of leg to the upside. I mean, in order to go ahead and confirm some sort of leg to the upside, I would say be on the lookout for Pepe 2.0 pumping above the 7.2 zone. So if you go ahead and see Pepe 2.0 pump above 7.261, I would say that's some sort of confirmation that we are back in a reversal of an uptrend. But overall, the market's not doing that bad as I thought we would. And with 4 hourly, we would like to go ahead and see some sort of reversal, but we did see Pepe 2.0 dump as low as what does this wick take us down to? 5015. It's probably even lower on a lot of these exchanges. So I mean, it's looking pretty good overall. Right now we're a little bit over an hour into the stream. I will go ahead and stream later on today as well. Hopefully I could go ahead and capture a lot of you in the night, in the afternoon, or in the evening. For many of you it might be the nighttime right now, but I am going to go ahead and be live streaming twice a day now and uploading another video. So dude, I'm coming back harder than ever. I'm telling you, I'm coming back harder than ever. We're gonna go ahead and try to upload as much as possible. I'm very, very close to being monetized, all because of your guys' help. So I really do appreciate all of you. Thank you for all the support that all of you give me. Round of applause for that. If you guys could go ahead and hear that. I'm not sure if you guys could. Maybe my soundboard is not working right now. Is it working? I don't think it is. But yeah, anyways, I can't really look into the charts, and I don't want to just go ahead and start repeating myself over and over again like I usually do, especially right now that I'm pretty hyped up, drinking my Dubby. But as I mentioned, the area to go ahead and confirm on Pepe 2.0 is just break above 7261. That's going to go ahead and confirm a confirmation to the upside. If it does go ahead and get rejected, then our support area will be the 3708. If we do go ahead and break below that area, then it's going to be looking extremely bearish, and Pepe 2.0 might just be done with, in my opinion. But I'm really hoping it does find some sort of support, because I think Pepe 2.0 still has enough room to the upside. I mean, there's nothing bearish about it yet. Until we enter the 3.7 zone again and we lose that support, then I'm going to be very, very bearish. But right now I'm very neutral, and I'm just waiting for a confirmation for some sort of support. Jin says, we're so excited for your comeback. I really appreciate you. I really do. I'm really, really excited to go ahead and be back in action, and I'm really ready to go ahead and kill it in this space back up again. As I mentioned, the next goal is to go ahead and achieve 100,000 subscribers, but I won't go ahead and do any of that without any of your guys' support. So go ahead and smash that like button for me. Comment down below. Follow me on Twitter. Reach out to me at ALTCOIN John. What is this? Okay, this is something else. I was like, maybe there's something with Binance. I was like, that's freaking cool. Is it just me, or is it really this big of a deal? Because I don't see that big of a deal with what's going. Like, none of this shit surprises me. Like, the fact that, like, I'm sure there's a lot of people freaking out right now on Twitter about, you know, this whole entire thing with Binance, but I really don't. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think if anything, it's freaking bullish for me. In my opinion, I think this is a good buying opportunity, in my opinion, you know? I think this is looking good. As I mentioned, I can't really do too much TA right now because I'm kind of limited to trading view at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and try to fix that. And I will go ahead and be tuning in live later on today. But as always, go ahead and smash that like button smash that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel, completely free, doesn't cost you anything. $20,000 in sign-up bonuses on MEXC. No KYC, literally takes less than 3 seconds to create an account. As I mentioned, this could be a buying the dip opportunity. I'll go ahead and let you know. I do have a few trades I do want to go ahead and be looking into. So let me go ahead and leave you for some alpha right now, since I really can't look into the charts. But I'll go ahead and give you a few tokens that I currently have on my watch list. Right now I have Link, I have Solana, I have Avalanche, I have Matic, I have KASTA, I have XLM, and I have Pancake, I have ADA, and I have Illuvium. Those are all the tokens that I'm currently looking right now on my watch list. I'm going to go ahead and repeat that one more time. We have Link, Solana, Avalanche, Matic, KASTA, XLM, Pancake, ADA, and Illuvium, whatever the frick that token's called. I think overall too, I wanted to mention, I do think the metaverse is going to be something very, very hot in the next coming months. So I am looking to go ahead and enter a lot of these metaverse token related. One of my biggest ones that I could go ahead and say that I've been eyeing for a while, that I'm very, very bullish on. Let's go ahead and see how it's doing actually. It's actually Magic Craft. Let's see if we can find it. Magic Craft. I think this one is going to be one of the next hot tokens again during the whole entire metaverse run up. They actually already have a game that's running. I think this might be the next alpha. I don't know. I could be wrong, but it's actually sitting a lot lower than when it released. And I think this could be one of those Hail Mary tokens. I mean, look at this. I mean, the volume is very low, right? Volume is very low. 16,000 holders, not too bad. Market cap at 4 million. Liquidity at 244,000. But I think Magic Craft is going to be one of those next tokens that are definitely going to go ahead and pump during this next bull run. It is a play to earn project. It's looking really cool. I do want to go ahead and actually grab some NFTs here as well. They have a pretty solid team. If you actually go ahead and check the team, they have a lot of really good advisors. They have James Crypto Guru, which is actually, he was the CEO of the company. I think he stepped down as an advisor, I guess. Da Vinci, Moon Carl, Chris Crypto. Who else do I know? I think I know Crypto Mo. I've heard of him. I don't know the rest of the people, honestly, but I just know these guys right here. Moon Carl has a pretty good portfolio. Da Vinci as well, pretty respected people in the crypto space. These guys have been in crypto literally since the beginning. I don't know about James. I know I used to watch James. His name used to be James Stock Guru. So he actually, I guess, switched over to crypto. But Da Vinci, Moon Carl, and Chris, these were like the first ones to go ahead and really start this whole entire YouTube thing. So definitely, I think this is pretty bullish. And I know also Moon Carl does have a few projects that he's running himself on the metaverse. And that kind of gives me an indicator that a lot of these, you know, a lot of these bigger YouTubers have a lot of their own platforms when it comes to like their own like metaverse that they're actually creating right now. So I do think that's definitely going to go ahead and bring a lot of bullishness into the market. So definitely be on the lookout for Magic Craft. I think that might be the next play. I think crypto metaverse projects are going to be the next hot thing again. It's actually quite funny. I was actually watching Alex, I think Alex Becker was his name. This guy's freaking comedy, man. He was talking about, you know, how metaverse projects are going to be the next hot thing, and I know he's been working on a lot of things in the back end, and for that reason, I'm also bullish. I really like his kind of like point of view of the market, and I do agree with what he has to say. He's actually one of the few, you know, crypto YouTubers that I actually watch, besides the actual big crypto YouTubers that actually do TA. That I really do, you know, I don't want to say trust, but I definitely do have an outlook when it comes to what their opinion has to say, and it definitely does keep my eyes open, because I know Alex Becker has been calling a lot of these tops and bottoms these last couple years, and even though he's kind of crazy and a lot of people don't like him, I think this guy definitely does know what's going on, right? He has his own metaverse project he's also pushing, I believe, or team. I don't freaking know what he does, man, honestly. But I do know, and I know he's been saying that a lot of these metaverse projects will go ahead and be pumping once again. And I also do believe that, you know, the meta for metaverse projects are going to go ahead and pump once again. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Let's go ahead and continue to diversify. But let's go ahead and see. Try clearing browser data and check trading view. Yeah, I already cleared my browser data. I already cleared with CC Cleaner. I actually pulled out CC Cleaner, and I cleaned my whole entire charts or my whole entire browser and my cookies and all of that, and that's the reason why my trading view is not working. But I'm going to go ahead and do that later on today. I'm actually, as soon as I go ahead and get off live, I'm going to go ahead and refresh and try to fix that, and I'm actually going to go ahead and go live later on today. Specific standard time is going to be around probably 8, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and about 6 more hours I'll be back on live. Possibly around 6 hours I'm going to go ahead and try it out and see how it goes. And we have a lot of you tuning in. We're going to go ahead and stick to uploading twice a live stream, and sticking to at least doing a live stream for an hour, because I used to do 3 hours of live stream. And we're going to go ahead and break it down into 1 hour and 1 hour. That way I could go ahead and capture a lot more of you. I know a lot of you watch me from Amsterdam, Germany, so I definitely do want to go ahead and spend more time with a lot of you during your free time. But as always, make sure to smash that like button for me. Subscribe, comment down below. Use my MEXC link down below. $20,000 sign up bonuses. No KYC. Literally takes less than 3 seconds to create an account. And I'll go ahead and catch all of you later on today. Take care. Let's go ahead and see. Jonathan says, would be night for Amsterdam. Would be nighttime for me in Amsterdam. Would that be good, Jonathan, or would that be pretty bad? What is it right now in Amsterdam time, by the way? Let me go ahead and check before I end the stream. Shout out to Amsterdam. I'm gonna literally put Amsterdam on my clock right here. That way so I could know when I should go ahead and go live for all of you. Because I want to go ahead and capture most of you. And I know sometimes when I go live, it's either super early and some of you are going to work, or some of you are going to sleep. So I definitely do want to go ahead and spend more time with all of you. It's 11:19 p.m. right now. So it'd be early morning for you, right? If I go live. If I go live in about 6 to 7 hours, it'd be like super early morning for you. Yes, this is right here, 9 hours ahead for my time. Yeah, comment down below and let me know what time zone you're in. I definitely do want to go ahead and capture a lot of you. To some of you, you might only be able to capture me once, but ideally, if I live stream twice a day, I think even regardless of the time zone, I would be able to capture a lot of you worldwide, globally, twice a day. I think that'd be pretty cool. Like for some of you, it's going to be morning, for others, it's going to be midnight, but I do think that I'd be able to capture and spend more time with a lot of you if I do go ahead and live stream twice a day. Yeah, this is what I'm going to do, Jonathan. I'm going to go ahead and try. If I do live stream again, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it'd be within 6 hours, or I could go ahead and do an 8-hour period where I started the live stream a little late today, and I kind of I'm going a little bit over time right now. But if I typically, live stream around, let's say 11:30 to 12 Pacific Standard Time, which is about 2 hours earlier than we are right now, and then I go ahead and live stream again around 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I think I'll be able to go ahead and capture a lot of you in the morning as well. So I think that'd be pretty cool if I could go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and play around with the time, especially now that I'm back. When I was in vacation, I was actually an hour ahead from where I'm actually at right now, so I have to go ahead and get adjusted to the whole entire time again. But I'll go ahead and play around with the time and see how many I could go ahead and capture, and how much more time we could go ahead and spend together, because I think that'd be really good, not only for myself, but I think it would also be good for all of us to go ahead and not only spend more time, but also go ahead and be able to capture the markets with different time zones. Because see, for me personally, I like trading at night, which is my nighttime, and for many of you it might be your morning. But my morning, I hate trading because that's usually when the markets get wrecked. But my time, which is usually around when I like trading Asian session. That's usually when the markets begin to pump. And I would rather so much better be live streaming during those times, because we get more volatility in the market, more news, and I'm able to go ahead and capture more of you at the same time. And I think that's going to give me an upper leverage compared to all these other influencers that only, you know, stick to one time zone. And if I could go ahead and capture multiple time zones, that would definitely not only help me grow the channel, but it would actually help me communicate with a lot more of you and capture that that momentum anyways, both ways. I see a lot of you are currently joining right now too as well, so go ahead and smash that like button for me. But I'll go ahead and get everything set up for my live stream moving forward. As I mentioned, do go ahead and expect a little bit of choppiness in the market these next couple days. I wouldn't go ahead and buy anything too much right now. I mean, you could go ahead and buy the dip if you want. Obviously, none of this is financial advice, but I'd be very, very careful right now. Wait for I can't even speak right now. Wait for some sort of support when it comes to a lot of these tokens, and then wait for the new sources, because I think right now we need to find out how CZ was doing this money laundering, and it could potentially probably panic the market a little bit more. And if we could go ahead and see a 30 to 40% dump, I think that's going to be very bullish for us overall to go ahead and buy the dip. I mean, I love seeing this. This is what I'm like so happy to see right now. I love seeing this red because it makes me now feel a little bit more comfortable entering longs. But when everything was freaking green for 2 weeks straight, it scared me a lot. As always, go ahead and follow the channel. I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream now before I go ahead and go another freaking 30 minutes deep. Support the channel. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.